Thank you, Mohit, for speaking to Gulf News. Your movie is out soon, and I have to say, you are the go to person in Bollywood for angsty love stories. Is that what you call your signature?
So, there's something really unusual. I must tell you that, 20 years back when I made my first film, Zaire, it was actually a toxic relationship film also in a thriller format with, my wife was acting in that. And after the film came out and did well, she actually asked me, do you have a style? And I was like, what is that? She said, like how Pradeep Sarkar has. You can make out with every frame that you see his film. Dada
Yes.
has a style of his. And I said, okay, that's cool. How do I get that? She said, I don't know. And I was 23 years of age when I was making that film. And the fact that you bring this up now, I'm going to go tell her that Manjusha said that there is a signature that I have in my work. And people are recognizing me now, baby.
I think the
Marriage?
global leaders doing indulging in politics, but I think the real love is also about it. It can be quite. You can be a rebel. You can play power games. Do you think it's very manipulative in today's time?
You mean
Falling in
marriage? Falling in
marriage
love?
and
No.
relationships,
No,
both.
honestly, I don't know how it is for others, but for me, it was a big. I'm very I, I, I grew up with a single parent, and my father, brought me. I mean, I lost my mom when I was really young, so he was like 39, and he kind of brought me up in a way that he realized that this 8-year-old boy should be brought up like a roommate rather than just like a parent, so that that equation stays. So the concept of a family and settling down, and so when I am with Udita and I have kids and all, and this is the first time I'm doing all this. When I'm I have a time limit, I have a time bound thing to come home. I have someone I'm doing things with. Now it's the other way around. She wants to go out, and I'm like, you just gotta align with the kids. You go out, and she DJs now, and so I have a very reverse thing to the whole thing. And I don't think marriage is overrated. I think it's ideal for me. I'm living the best part of my life now. I believe in love, and I think it is something that has kept mankind survive so many generations, unlike other species, and it is the substance that we need to evolve actually.
Your movies, is not as, what do I say, so uneventful as your beautiful love story. It's angsty. There's a lot of like conflict. Why is there a Mohit Suri film where it's not like Before Sunrise, where it's very calm? I mean, later it gets darker.
So I believe love stories end when marriage begins. I think so. I kind of like show the part of my story till I got married, and then the rolling title is about getting married. I think.
Really? No, but you have to tell me what is it? What? How do you think in today's a time where Tinder, Bumble, where it's almost like McDonald's for fast dating and a thing,
Yeah.
is there even a currency for love? People don't want to get married, or if they do, they really want to do it if they're really sure. Is it even so? In that context, how do you, as a filmmaker, make stories that kind of talk about a love that is lasting, just one person for one buddy and all of that?
No, Manju, I actually genuinely believe that I think we undermine this generation. I think we look down upon them, and invariably people who are making films and love stories about Gen Z, as they say, are people who are much way older and think this is how Gen Z think, and they
Yeah.
think they're people who don't have brains and have no emotions. And yeah, we've had a lot of, and especially in a country like India, we've had people writing poetry at the age of 21 and stuff like that, and which are very deep stuff. So I think it's just that the nature of communication has changed and contact has changed. Like probably my grandparents had a love story, but they contacted each other through letters. My father and mother had a love story. He was from Delhi, she's from Bombay, but they spoke through the landline and trunk calls.
Right.
I and my wife, we've been together for 21 years now, and we had contact and fights and everything on cell phones and text messages. Now the new generation is connecting through social media and swiping left and right. But no matter how much you swipe left and right, when the heart breaks, it hurts somewhere in the same place in the chest. I just think we changed the nature of contact and connecting has changed, but I think people still feel the same way.
Mohit, you know what I love about your movies is often age appropriate casting. That's one of my pet peeves. You can't be
Mm.
30 years old and act like an 18-year-old. Calm down. No matter how age has, you're well preserved and gravity defies you in every way. Do
Yeah.
you really believe that as well? This movie
Yeah,
is also
that's
an example of casting young people in love. Like you works because I don't know, the players also seem very believable, youthful, etc. Does that the web series? I don't know if you've seen the You,
Yeah,
Penn Badgley.
yeah,
Yeah, Penn Badgley. Yeah,
I
you
love
know the
it.
kind.
I
Oh, I
love it.
love it too. Tell me, was an age an important thing? Like, did you tell your cast?
Totally. That's what, because I think, if you're making a film about people struggling for their careers, struggling for their dreams, and falling in love at the same time, and love is hitting you at the same time when your dreams are coming true. It normally happens around the age of 20, 18 to 25 or whatever. If you're doing that at 40, there's something genuinely wrong in the career that you've chosen. And honestly, you can't fall in love again, but there's a certain maturity that comes at that age. You don't
Yes,
do these angsty, stupid things and like waiting under houses and running after like,
you're too
kind of
old for
stuff.
that. You're
Yeah, I
just
mean,
old and jaded.
there's something wrong that you're doing. Change your career, change the person that you're in love with. I think at that point, I think, if you're still behaving that way. So I think, yeah, that's been something that I haven't been able to break. I haven't been able to take someone older, try to cheat their age because it just looks wrong to me. It just and I've done it maybe once or twice here and then, and it's not really landed very well with me. So I prefer to. It becomes tougher for the business guys, but for me as a creative person, I don't have to tell Ahan to behave like a 25-year-old. He is that
Yeah.
age.
I'm sure when you hired him or when you cast him, you were sure that you would also be asked this question about was it meritocracy at play or something else where you thought you can
Yeah,
scout. What were your thoughts
but the
when
thing is, if just this question raised, and if I, because I genuinely liked his audition, and I did, and but besides that, it was not just the audition; it was that evening I spent with him when I was supposed to tell him that he's not doing the film, and Adi sir just said, "Yeah, I said go out for dinner and just end it." I think, and that evening when I went out with him and I said, stop calling me sir and just call me Mohit, and let things be easy. I suddenly became bro for him, and
Bro.
we went out just for dinner, but it just turned out to be an all nighter. And then by the end of the night, I could see him become that character. I think when the camera stopped, I mean, when the performance anxiety stopped, he just turned into Krish, I think, and I think that's when the character came alive.
Mohit, what I love about your films, apart from, of course, the love part, it's how turbulent it is. You guys don't, I mean, I think in Mohit's world, there's nothing called a sweet, like, you can sit back. I know there's always a conflict coming, and people are going to really they'll act in extremes. Do all your characters revel in the gray?
No, I don't think they all do. Not my girls don't, especially. I think they're quite okay. I think Anit's character, Vani, not wanting to smoke, not wanting to drink, getting home on time, quite the girl who's never broken a rule.
Yes.
Uh, and that's the problem. She's someone who's lived her life selflessly, and he's a guy who lives his life selfishly. It's a quintessential bad boy meets good girl. Uh, so I think there are sweet moments and all, but you know what I feel, honestly, Manjusha, I think what people don't realize is if there is love, there is going to be pain, there is going to be hurt. If someone going away or someone not being there doesn't hurt you, it wasn't love in the first place. So I just think I embrace it more openly. I'm not saying the
Wow.
characters are great because I think they had lived their own graphs, but you will see some niceness in all of them, some cuteness, because it's that age. Yeah.
We live in an era where gaslighting, benching, God knows what all terms my kid
Yeah.
use. How do you weave all that into your narrative? Is there space for benching, ghosting, slash, all of that?
The thing is, benching ghosting was always there. I mean, it is there in this film a bit, but
Relationship.
I haven't used it. But like remember, we always had that one uncle and who said he was supposed to marry somebody, but last minute he married someone else. Yeah, the thing is, there was only one relationship between man and woman, which was husband and wife. Then they evolved to fiance or roca or something. Then they evolved to girlfriend. Then they just barely reached dating by my generation.
Love is empowering through your journey of through your career catalog of movies that you've done. Do you believe love is empowering or love is it weakens you?
I wouldn't be half the person or the man I am if I didn't have love in my life. I mean, Uttara lets me be the person that I am and make the movies that I do. I mean, it's not easy being married and dating. She's dated me as a filmmaker and she's married to a filmmaker. It's not easy. It's always seeing that he's the man that you are with is so in love with something else and day and night and so passionate about something. Only someone who truly loves you lets you be the person you are. And I think love is important in this.
movies or art in general have a tendency to romanticize toxic trait in heroes, or if he is just possessive, it's a cute trait. And somewhere do we normalize that? There's always a debate. Is Mohit, as a person who has made movies that are essentially love stories, what's your take on all of that? Should it?
Showing concern and showing care, I think we just become too woke to show it and call it toxicity and possessivity, I think.
Oh,
Like the moment in the thing when they're smoking and he doesn't want her to smoke, he's throwing his own whatever away, and he's not letting her do the same. That's not possessiveness. That's not chauvinism. That's just care and concern. Like, when was it? I mean, suddenly it's just become wrong to, like, you care like a man. It's become.
because
I
the
mean,
human
that's
hyper.
where to. Yeah. I mean, what? I mean, what's wrong in behaving that way? And I think even women like it that way. We're not glorifying toxicity and possessiveness. We're just saying be a. I mean, take care. A woman wants to be taken care of. A man wants to be pampered by a woman. These are just basic things. I mean, and I don't know why we look down upon it. There was nothing wrong in how my mother looked at my father, or I look at my wife. There's nothing wrong in that.
It's not easy being a filmmaker in today's woke era, where everybody who has an opinion will be offended by what's being shown. Like art will provoke. Should art provoke? At the end of the day, is that what you want?
Art is just supposed to convert one emotion to another. It's not supposed to change any society. It's not supposed to revolutionize. Art, I mean, films can change hairstyles and fashion trends. They can't change societies. We don't,
Not pop
we don't,
culture.
yeah,
Not
I
pop
mean, maybe a little bit
culture.
of pop culture here and there, but
Okay.
I don't think we should give so much importance to film
Okay.
and to art. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to entertain. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to create revolutions with art.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's a great note as well. But tell me something. What is the toughest part about sculpting these two young, very young actors? They're almost like clay, right? They kind of must be looking at you as mentors. Do you feel that sense of responsibility? I need see. He's not new to the movies. It's on
He
you. I
is.
think a director
But
will.
in fact, he's newer. He's newer than her. She's done some work, in fact.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So, do you feel a sense of responsibility that, you know what, I could shape his career in a bit? Does that scare you in some ways, or no? You've done enough work with newcomers and you're sorted.
This
How
is the
does it?
fourth generation of newcomers I'm actually working with, and most of them have been highly talented. And honestly, I rate Ahan and Aneet on the top end of this. Like, I worked with Imran Hashmi in his second film, third film, Kangana in her second film, Kunal Khemu in his first film.
Yes, he was brilliant.
They're
Agreed.
all great actors, and Aditya, Shraddha. This is my fourth generation of new people, and I'm telling you, these guys will be in the top or higher level of the list. They came more prepared. They were because of a great person called Shanu Sharma, who really, you know,
Yes.
really trained them really well. She's invested in Ahan for what 7 8 years, and probably made him
Right.
do everything. But
Uh-huh.
I must tell you something, and the word you used was so right. Was like clay. Normally when you direct it, you make it like a wall with foundation, with brick and stone and concrete, and this is it, and this is how you do it, and that's how you make movies because it's a director's conviction, and it's his madness, his passion, and he knows what he wants. But when you're working with newcomers, you need to get into their world, and it was more like this wasn't like making a brick wall. This was more like making a clay sculpture. You had to mold. You had to move with them. You had to see their curves and arcs. You had to see love from their eyes. You had to see how they react to certain things. It's really liberating because I have a 10-year-old daughter, and it was good to understand how they feel about certain things. But when you go deep down into the core inside, it is as strong as it was with all the newcomers. They feel the same emotion in the end that all of them felt, but you just have to mold it from the exterior in a different way.
What is next for you, Mohit? Like you have
I
conquered the
have
world
no idea.
now.
As you realize, I don't know how to two time here, Manjusha. So I have to get Sayyara out of the system to
Done.
like
I'm sure you're
break up with her before or she moves on, and I find something else.
Mohit. I'm glad your wife, I'm sure, is very happy that you don't two time, nor do you two time. I am sure. both our fans, the audiences, and your
Yeah,
family is grateful for that trait.
yeah.
And thank you for entertaining us, Mohit. If you like Ashiki and all of this, I still go back to it because it's got such great repeat value. It's aged well. And we'll see
Super.
you at the movies. Thank you for
See you at the
entertaining.
movies, Manjusha.
You take care. Bye bye.